want to talk about Blackshear today. The way that we found Blackshear is actually my acquisitions manager found Blackshear. And he did that by calling and talking to owners and driving for storage. That's how we found pretty much most of the facilities that we bought were from driving for storage and talking to owners. Now, when he first started and I was training him, we took a trip down to like southern Georgia because I was very interested in like investing in southern Georgia. And so we rented a house in like some little tiny town in the middle of Georgia. We stayed like the whole weekend. We stayed like Friday. We drove up Friday because it took a good like maybe 5 hours or so. And actually it took us longer because along the way we stopped and looked at storage facilities as well. So it took us a good long time to drive down from like Atlanta to the south. And then all day Saturday we drove all through the south, and I'll show you actually what we did. And then and really, because for me, driving for storage is market research. I mean, it's really just getting to know the market and really just seeing what kind of facilities are out there, and at that time, when I was driving around, like, I always thought like, I'd just buy, a $500,000 facility would be a good price for me, Now, $500,000 ain't going to get you something in Atlanta, that's for sure. Right? Even get you in the suburbs of Atlanta. It's probably not even get you something in like a secondary market in Atlanta, right? Like Augusta or Columbus or something like that. It's going to get you into a tertiary small country town in Georgia, right? So, so we drove, and I'll show you what we did. And basically what I was telling Chris, I was like, look, I really want to buy a storage facility next to the beach. Like I want to have a reason to go to the beach. That was my whole thing. And so we really mapped out where we were going to go. And let me see. So Blackshear is where my facility is, right here. Let me get out of this way. Yeah, see, it's like right next to the water right here. I was like, I want to get some stuff down by the water, so I could like have an excuse to go to the beach, Of course, I haven't been to this facility since I bought it. So that was like a horrible excuse, but still, now I think my husband's been down there a couple of times, and then we have a boots on the ground person, obviously, that like takes care of it, but essentially my idea was like, I want to buy a whole bunch of storage facilities as close to the beach as I can, so I can have an excuse to go down there. And we're very interested in this area, and you have to really think about your state. Right? Whatever state that you're in, everybody has the same stuff, right? Secondary and tertiary markets, and obviously like this is primary market here. I mean, primary market is like, it's down, Griffin, it's like down here. I mean, there's a lot of like primary market, and, so we couldn't afford it this way. So we just kind of started going out and looking. Athens, I mean, this is Augusta. This is all primary market in here, maybe a little bit secondary market out here. But all these little tiny towns like Milledgeville and Sandersville, Dublin and Eastman and all this kind of stuff, these are all good, like, tertiary markets and stuff. So we stayed in Fitzgerald, and I found like a house for us to rent. And then we mapped out, we drove down to Valdosta, and then we drove to Waycross, like all the way up here, and then we drove I think we drove to Jessup, and then we came back over and then came to Fitzgerald, and we did like one whole day of just this little area over here. And we ended up finding like 50 storage facilities that are not on Google Maps. And it's a lot in these areas because like essentially, it's tertiary market. A lot of tertiary market is not on Google Maps. Okay. And you can really, you could tell like what are the bigger markets when you just mess around with Google too, right? So like you could tell Valdosta, because Valdosta has about 75,000 people in it. Albany, I'm not sure. How big is Albany? Population of Albany. 96,000? Wow. No, that's Albany, New York. Crap. Okay, hang on. I was like, there's no way. Okay, 72,000? Oh my God, that's a big town. I did not realize that was such a big area. Wow, that's interesting. See, it's very good. It's very interesting, like to look at. So Valdosta and Albany are like the same size. So that's probably why they're popping up. You know what I'm saying? And like nothing else in Georgia is popping up at this level, right? And then you start going in a little bit, oh, bam. And then you start all seeing these other towns here. And these towns are probably like maybe 20, maybe under 25,000, right? Or something like they're bigger towns. I'm not sure how big, but I know Americus, we have one in Americus. It's probably like 20,000 people, right? So just kind of play around with like Google Maps in and out like this, and it'll give you kind of like some good towns to look at. Like these are good like tertiary market towns.